Catch 'em all.
Hey guys, PokeDan here. Before the Sun and Moon games were released, my good friend KarlosPokemon and I made a video talking about some of the previous characters we'd like to see return in the games. We got some right, but of course, we got some wrong too. And with Gen 7 seemingly now being over, it felt fitting to remake this video but for Gen 8.
As of now, Gen 8 hasn't even been announced yet, but it's always fun to speculate nonetheless.
Oh yeah, I'm also joined by Karlos in this video because, well, it only felt fitting seeing as we made these videos together before. Also guys, this is part 2 of the collab, so if you've not checked out the first part over on Karl's channel yet, be sure to do so once you're done here.
Yeah, give me those views.
Anyway, with all that being said, let's get started with the video. Kicking it off for this list, we have a fan favourite character who we'd gladly welcome back, and that is N. In the stories of Pokemon Black and White, it was revealed that N was the leader of Team Plasma, but all along, he was being used by Getsis, his adopted father, so that he could liberate all Pokemon and be the only Pokemon user left, leaving him to rule over everyone. After finding out the truth, N leaves Team Plasma, and even though he does appear in the sequel games, his story isn't as big. It's been a while since we last saw N, and if Colress could make a return having been part of the same evil organisation, I'm pretty sure something could be worked out for this green-haired fan favourite. Pretty much everyone loves N anyway, so he'd be more than welcome to appear in Generation 8.
Ever since Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, we've had regular visits from a now very popular character in the franchise, Looker. Ever since then, the story of the international police officer has developed a ton, and even left us with a few questions for the future, such as why he suffered with amnesia in the Gen 3 remakes, and why his partner Annabelle later on in Sun and Moon suffered exactly the same fate. And honestly, we just really want to know, what the heck is happening to all these specific people, and why are they having their memories erased? I feel like Looker is almost an inevitable addition to future games, just because of how well he's received by the fanbase, but with game developers you just never know what or who they might take out of the series, so it never hurts to remind them just how much we enjoy these characters and parts of the game in hopes they return in future.
In Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the evil organisation Team Rocket made their grand return with a new name and a few new recruits. And the leader of Team Rainbow Rocket was the original villain Giovanni. In these games, the plan for this new organisation was to take over the Aether Paradise in order to gain access to technology and research on other worlds. Giovanni's new goal was to build an army of Ultra Beasts to presumably take over the world. But of course, his plans were halted due to being beaten by the player in battle. After all of the Aether Paradise shenanigans with Team Rainbow Rocket had ended, Colress restored Luzamine's mansion and sent the other characters back to their own worlds. But coincidentally, Giovanni got away, teleporting himself to another world to continue with his evil schemes. Now, we think there's a reason that Giovanni wasn't detained for his crimes, but instead managed to flee, and that's because we reckon that he'll pop up in a future game. Why not let this future game be Generation 8? I mean, it's always great to see an old character return, and with how much story Giovanni has left to tell, we say bring him back.
In previous games we saw a brand new character introduced. Kind of, briefly. Raikou was a hot topic of conversation during Sun and Moon's build-up, and even more so for his recreation of Lieutenant Surge's gym back in Kanto. Now, given that we've already seen that Surge is back in Let's Go, it would be safe to assume that if setting up in a gym within a region that holds trials in such high regard, and in my opinion would be hard pressed to change their ways for just one gym, I could definitely see him maybe appearing Generation 8 in a brand new gym in a brand new region, with maybe some influences from other gyms or maybe even trials from back in Alola incorporated into its design. We really feel like this could be a great move for Game Freak. Not only would it be a welcome familiar face for the fans, but it would also be an easy move for Game Freak when it comes to creating all these new gyms, if there are gyms of course.
And finally, coming in at the top spot on this list, we have both Lilly and Gladion. Fair to say, along with how these were the breakout characters of Generation 7. Pretty much instantly, these siblings appeal to the fans, and have been adored since they first showed up. After the main story of the Generation 7 games, either Lilly or Gladion, depending on the game, will set out to journey through the Kanto region. By the way, Game Freak, great little hint there. But who knows? Maybe these characters went to Kanto but didn't stick around for too long, then making their way to the new region that Generation 8 will take place in. Now, I'm not saying that Lilly or Gladion should play main roles in the story of these new games, but let's be honest, we all love it when a random character returns in a future game. I mean, personally, I was so stoked to see Grimsley in Sun and Moon, and more surprise reappearances is something that I want to see. In this new region, if we randomly stumbled into either Lilly or Gladion, we could see how much they developed as characters because of their journeys. That would be awesome to see. Heck, maybe even do this. Have Lilly return in one game version and Gladion in the other. That would be pretty unique. And since everyone loves these characters, I doubt many people would be against the idea. But anyway guys, with all that being said, that pretty much wraps things up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more.
Also, if you haven't already and you want to see more from Dan and myself, then feel free to check out the first part of this video right over on my channel.
One more thing guys, if there are any other characters you want to see in the next games, then be sure to let us know down in the comments section. But with all that being said, for now, I've been PokeDan, you've been amazing, and I'll see you guys next time.